Hey everybody, Matt here with GameZone.com. I'm here with
Mike Splechta,
Editor-in-Chief, and today we're taking a look at The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask for the Nintendo 3DS and the Nintendo 3DS XL, correct?
Yep, and the new Nintendo 3DS XL.
Oh yes, the new one which releases this month actually.
Same day as Majora's Mask, February 13th.
Perfect, so obviously that's why we're looking at this.
Yep.
So Mike, this game is new to the 3DS, but this game is 15 years old, right?
Yep, came out in 2000 actually,
Okay.
on the N64.
Okay.
So that's quite a while. It was a direct sequel to Ocarina of Time, which is actually kind of atypical for Zelda games because the only other direct sequel was the original Zelda 1 on the NES and then Zelda 2. So it was pretty atypical, and also a little bit dark for Zelda games. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It had a lot more time travel mechanics. You only had 3 days to basically save the world, and you had to constantly, very Groundhog's Day-ish, actually. So you have to always repeat the same 3 days, do a little bit more each day, and hopefully eventually save Termina.
What are we saving it from?
From a giant moon hurling towards the city, basically.
Sounds like a little bit more like Armageddon.
Okay, all right. Armageddon Groundhog's Day.
Okay, an Armageddon / Groundhog's Day type thing. So that's kind of the overall premise. You're saving this place. So for people new to the series, do they have to have played prior games, or is this one good for that?
Well, the good thing is that this one is its own story, basically. So technically, no. However, it definitely helps if you've played Ocarina of Time, since it is a direct sequel, like I said before. But the story is actually so completely fragmented because it's in a different world map now. It's not in Hyrule, it's in Termina. So you basically don't have to play Ocarina of Time, but there are slight references, so it definitely helps. And also, Ocarina of Time did come out also on the 3DS, so it's not impossible to find and play through as well. So if you have played through it, it just makes sense that you would play through the next one. But yes, you don't have to play the first one.
I imagine if you're a fan of the series, you're gonna get this regardless of any type of reviews.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Regardless of any type of reviews, you're gonna. If you already got the other one, you're going to get this. If you didn't get that, I don't know why you would get this.
100% agree.
Okay, so that aside, fans who played this on the Nintendo 64 the first time it was out, how are they going to feel about it? Are they going to be sad? Are they going to be...
It's a fair question, actually, because, I mean, when you mess with something that, it's beloved by fans, it could upset some, but I think Nintendo actually stayed pretty faithful to the original in this one. There's a few minor differences of when you attain a certain item, and a few NPCs are shifted around here and there. So it's not anything major, and the story is still 100% still the same. So in that regards, I don't think that Nintendo changed enough to really anger hardcore fans. But I do think that the changes are actually a lot better and make the game a little bit more streamlined.
So people are gonna wanna rebuy this?
I would say 100%, yeah.
Okay. And going off this, people are going to want to buy this. The big thing with this, I feel like, is the launch of the new Nintendo 3DS XL.
Right, as we said, same day.
Same day. I feel like they planned that, obviously. How is it better on this new system?
Well, really the major thing that Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask utilizes is the C-Stick, which is, of course, the little nub right there. It gives you the ability to control the camera, which I believe is also able to be done with the Circle Pad Pro attachment. So technically it's not necessary to upgrade to the new 3DS if you have a Circle Pad Pro already. But it just makes it more streamlined just because the C-Stick is, just on the system and not jutting out off to the side. The processor is faster, so the game loads super quick, and it looks gorgeous on here. But outside of that, if you have a regular 3DS, I can't say that you're going to have a bad time with the game. It still plays just as well. You just won't have that added camera control.
And does that camera control make a big difference? I mean, is that something people...
Really, the only difference where I felt like it was pretty necessary was in boss fights. Because boss fights tend to be kind of difficult. And having just that area awareness, just being able to rotate the camera to see the enemy, or even rotate the camera to be able to dodge out of the way into safety, it definitely helps. 100%.
So I think the main question here is it worth getting a 3DS for? I mean, if you have a 3DS, is it worth getting it? Is it worth it? That's what people want to know. Is it good? Is it?
Are you asking is it worth it to get Majora's Mask or the 3DS? Because those are two completely different topics.
Either or both.
Well, Majora's Mask, like we said before, if you are an existing fan, the nostalgia factor is very high. Like I said, Nintendo kept it pretty faithful to the original. plays great, plays super smooth. The graphics, the updated graphics look super gorgeous. New players, I mean, if you've played Ocarina of Time, I would say definitely go into Majora's Mask to see, where the story takes them next. But even if they haven't played Ocarina of Time, I would say because it's a Zelda game, damn it. I mean, you really can't go wrong with Zelda, can you?
There's a reason the franchise has existed for as long as it has.
Exactly. And I would say there's a big reason why, of course, they decided to release it on its 15th anniversary, because now you can cater to old fans who have played it on the N64, and young players who never even had an N64, so they, unless they bought it on the virtual console, but really they wouldn't have any other access to play the game. Yeah. So this is actually the perfect way to let new players in on Majora's Mask. Great. And I think that's a pretty good deal.
Great, and you actually have the full written review on our website, www.gamezone.com. You can find a review for this. We actually do have, in our channel, our YouTube channel, we do have a look at the new Nintendo 3DS XL.
Right.
Most ridiculous name ever.
2 looks, actually. One is our quick overview, and I actually have a much deeper overview of the system itself.
Yeah, so you can find all your gaming reviews, news, previews, videos, all that stuff at GameZone.com or at our YouTube channel, which if you're here, you probably already know. So once again, this has been Matt Liebl,
Mike Splechta
with GameZone.com, and thank you for tuning in.
Thanks.
See you next time.